Hi, everyone. I'm Judy Garcia, and I am the Career Counselor Liaison for the College of Science. And so this is another informational interview in a series that we're putting together of various alumni and friends who have degrees in science and have gone on to successful careers. And so hopefully you're gonna get some really good information today on how these graduates, what their experience was like when they attended San Jose State and since that time. And so we will get started. So I'm gonna introduce Marion. She will tell you a little bit about herself and then we'll move on with the questions. So Marion.
Hi, my name is Marion Gahol, and I graduated SJSU in December of 2014 with a bachelor's in chemistry and a minor in biology. I currently work full-time as a chemist at Liquide Electronics in Fremont, California. So I've been in the industry only infant stages of 5 years. So yeah.
Yeah, great. All right. So my first question is, how did you decide to major in chemistry in the first place?
So I was originally systems physiology, biology major. So because I mean, everybody aspires to become a doctor. So, but towards the last few semesters that I had, I found myself being way more passionate and just better overall in chemistry, and not to mention like a higher GPA in chemistry than I did with bio. So I just switched it. So I ended up majoring in chemistry, minoring in biology.
Great. All right. So, okay. So my next question is, if you completed an internship before you graduated from San Jose State, tell us about your internship, any other projects that you were able to accomplish, and your experience with those, and maybe like key learning points that you can share.
So I had the PESIX for Chem 55, which was the quantitative analysis class. And it taught me that I actually loved analytical chemistry. So I asked them to be part of their research lab, and they agreed. So I did research for them for 2 years, and it was awesome. So the freedom of doing experiments you're interested in was great. And along with my colleagues, we wrote a paper on the positive health effects of trans resveratrol in California red wines. And it was actually published in a magazine, which was really cool. Yeah, so finding a great research professor to work with was definitely key. The PESIX were nothing but helpful and encouraging, but they also let you think on your own and make your own decisions. So they let you decide on like what you want to do your research on ultimately. So I believe it's very important to participate in research during college. It allows you to find something you're passionate about, and it kind of gives you a sense of what you like and what you don't like. So I never knew, I was into chemistry that much. Plus, so jobs find it very helpful if you have out of classroom experience, such as research. It definitely makes a candidate stand out versus like all like fresh graduates. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. All right. So, all right. So my next question is, were there any unexpected experiences that led you to your current career? Did you begin on one career pathway and actually end up in another?
So, when I first started out as a freshman in sophomore year at San Jose State, I honestly didn't take college seriously. I lived in the dorms, I partied, I hardly went to class, and then I eventually realized that I was throwing both my life and my money away. So I got it together. It's never too late to get your academic career on track, and there's nothing wrong with changing your major because it wasn't the right fit. I had no intentions on pursuing a chemistry degree. Like I said, I did want to go the medical route, but I was, because I was interested in biology, but being able to do research and taking all those OChem and PChem classes, I learned that I was actually really good at chemistry. So that's why I just made the career out of that.
That's great. That's great. All right. So what key skills did you gain from San Jose State that have been most valuable in your career so far?
So work ethic, perseverance, and commitment are some of the most valuable things that I learned from going to SJSU.
Awesome. That's great. Good. Okay. So my next question is, what kinds of networking did you do while you were at SJSU and since? So did you join, were you a member of any student orgs, or what kind of things were you doing to
I was never, I was never part of any clubs or anything, but I kept a really close relationship with some of my professors. So then that, like, when the situation did arise that I would need like a letter or rec or anything, I would have that. But after graduation, I utilized all the online job searches, like such as Career Builder, LinkedIn, Indeed.com, all those websites. And then from there, I found my first chemistry position 6 months just after graduating SJSU. And then regardless of the full-time job I have now, I still keep my resume on there, you know, just in case another opportunity presents itself. Like, you don't want to limit yourself.
You never know. You never know. Yeah. Yeah. Are you doing any kind of professional networking now? Do you belong to any like professional associations or anything?
No.
History, chemical, any groups? Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. So what advice in general do you have for students that are who are interested in working in your career field? What would you say?
Chemistry is not obviously as like broadly advertised as, you know, medical is. So I would say don't knock startups or smaller companies in general. My first job was at a startup, and I learned so many things in such a short period of time because you're literally doing everything.
Right.
So living in the Silicon Valley, there's so many opportunities for young and eager chemists. But like I said, but there's a lot of opportunity in like smaller companies.
Very smart. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I think we have a couple more minutes. So are there what are some things that you wish you had done in college, or even outside of your college experience so far, to prepare you for some of the challenges that maybe you're facing now?
So I wish I would have signed up to be some kind of tutor or maybe an academic club when I was at SJSU. I honestly wasn't really aware of any of them. I just wasn't actively seeking them out or anything.
Right. Right.
And they weren't really like advertised to me. So I would suggest, I would advise people to like look into that kind of stuff just because, you know, like networking and teaching others is the best way to reinforce what you've learned through lectures and like textbooks and stuff.
That's good advice. That's really good advice. How do you keep your skills fresh and gain new skills?
So
online studying or you know, kind of what are you doing now to stay?
Continuing education is very important. So at my job, we always have hands-on or online training at work, and it keeps our everyday skills fresh. And I also train new and current employees, protocols and stuff that we do. So that helps a lot. Yeah.
Sorry. Hang on a second.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so my last question is, has anyone influenced you in your career journey? Do you have any mentors?
So like I mentioned before, I worked with the PESICs, both of them, Joseph and Maria Matiska. And they both had a huge impact on my decision to actually pursue a chemistry degree, because they honestly made chemistry fun regardless of how challenging it was. So they made the transition from bio to chemistry real easy for me. And like I said, they honestly like made me realize like I'm really good at analytical chemistry.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. All right. Do you have any last minute advice or anything else you want to share?
No, just that, you know, like I was at San Jose State for a really long time just because, you know, like it's impacted and all that stuff. I would just say, just be patient, be persistent, don't give up. It took me a really long time, but I mean, I graduated, and I actually graduated with a chemistry degree. So, you know,
That's great.
yeah.
That's great. All right. All right, Marion, thank you so much. Really
Of course.
your time, and again, thank you for being a part of this interview series.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, take good care.